Have you ever met someone who is so real and so unapologetically themselves that everyone else just seems to light up? Their energy is magnetic, and it almost feels like magic, but it's not. It's authenticity. People who are authentic don't change themselves to impress other people, don't pretend to be like other people, and most importantly, they don't feel empty on the inside. And what if that could be you too? What if you could stop overthinking, stop performing, and just be? You can be that person, that girl, right now. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 powerful steps that help me stop performing so I can start living as my true authentic self. You'll learn how to feel more confident, express yourself freely, and stop shrinking. Plus, there's one mindset shift that I wish I had known years earlier because it completely changed the way I showed up in life. Let's get into it. But first things first, what is authenticity? Authenticity is being true to yourself. It's when your thoughts, words, and actions line up with your real beliefs, your real values, and your real feelings. It's definitely not about having it all figured out or being perfect. It's just about honesty with yourself and with others. That honesty, it makes you so magnetic. And I truly believe that being authentic is one of the most powerful and the best thing you can do for yourself. Other people can feel when you're being honest, and they can feel when you're being authentic. And you being authentic allows them to also be authentic to their true selves. It creates a safe space for everyone, including for you. Because you feel safe enough to be honest to yourself, it makes other people also feel safe and also be able to trust you. And more than that, it gives you a lot of peace because you're not trying to be someone who you're not. You are just being you. And because of that, you also attract the right opportunities, the right people, and everything will fall into alignment. That is why authenticity is the goal. It's really the foundation for everything good in your life. The first step is to notice where you are performing. Reflect and note down where you shrink yourself, or where you try to impress other people by doing things you wouldn't normally do, or where the overthinking happens. Keep this note in a performance log or just in your journal so you can reflect at the end of the week or end of the month. For me, I've noticed that I shrink a lot when taking leadership positions at work. It's not that I'm scared to lead, but because in my workplace I'm one of the youngest people there, I feel like when I do try to take leadership, it's like, who does she think she is? She's so young. What does she know? And it really rubs people the wrong way. And I don't want to rub people the wrong way. I don't want to come off as like super arrogant or show offy. So even though I know that I'm capable and it's not something that's super new to me, I still feel this resistance and I find myself shrinking. Oh, it's okay. Maybe you should do it. Like giving the position to other people or really letting someone who is older or more experienced take lead on things that I know I can do. Of course, as with anything, I do know that I make mistakes. As a leader, I hurt some people and I'm insensitive sometimes, and sometimes I speak too harshly. And that's something I also really want to work on. But I can't work on it if I don't let myself, make those mistakes again or do it better. If I don't put myself in a position where I can make those mistakes, then I'm not really growing. So I feel like I really should try to be more confident and more unshrinking in that leadership position at work. So that's something I'm trying to work on. And part of that is relearning how I speak to myself and how I speak to others about my capabilities. Language has such a big role in how other people see you and how you see yourself. So when I say unconfident things like, I'm not sure about that, that makes people see me as someone who is not a leader, who is not as strong. That unconfident or unsure language is one of the ways I didn't truly reflect who I am on the inside. Because on the inside, I am confident and I know I can do it, but my language does not reflect that. So authenticity really starts with knowing when there's a difference in who you know you are and who you act as. The second step is to stop living for external experiences. What I mean by this is that a lot of us end up making choices based on how it looks to the outside world rather than how it looks in our inside world. For example, we choose jobs that sound impressive or have a bigger title or pay raise instead of jobs that genuinely excite you or make you feel curious. And we routinely chase things that make people say, oh, she's doing great, or oh, she's accomplished. But do we really feel great and do we really feel accomplished? When you are so focused on the external, you're not living your truth. You are performing and building a life based on other people's expectations and perception of you rather than your own, which is not authentic because authenticity is when your inside world reflects your outside world. But if you're listening to everything else, like your perceptions and people's expectations, society's expectations, then you're not really listening to your own. You're not really listening to your inside world. So ask yourself, what would your year look like if it was based on how it feels, not just how it looks? If you're the type to journal regularly, this step is going to be a whole lot easier because you've already got a record of how you've been feeling or how things have been going on inside of you for these past 2 days, this past week, this past year. But if you haven't, this is a good place to start and to really see it looks this way, but to me it felt like this. Personally for me, looking back in this past year, this is my first year of doing corporate completely, like fully living the corporate life. Prior to this, I was a full-time content creator in Malaysia. I had been for like around 3 years. My life was always happening, always moving, and always so glitzy and glamorous. But inside, I felt really unfulfilled. I felt really rushed and I felt stressed constantly, and my mental health was not in a good place. Now, I work in a corporate job, a 9 to 6. It's a normal, boring, ordinary job, but I feel so fulfilled. Like, I'm learning so many new things every day, and I'm genuinely excited to go to work and meet my coworkers and also meet all these new experiences that I get to try. This life definitely is a lot more basic, a lot more boring, and even like unsatisfactory maybe to some people because my salary here is a lot lower than when I was a full-time content creator. I obviously post a bit less because I'm not going to events every day and I'm not having to do sponsored videos every day with these new and cool products. So my life might look like I gave up a lot, but inside, I still feel so grateful and I feel so excited, and I think that's what really matters. And of course, there are days where I'm like, ugh, about work and I don't feel so up to it, but I think that happens in any life, and every life will have its ups and downs. If you don't remember what happened to you in the past year, try to let your inner world lead the way, because your life is a reflection of your beliefs and what you see inside. There's a quote that I really like: you don't see the world as it is, you see it as you are. What you see in the world is just a reflection of who and what you believe. For example, if you believe that the world is a volatile and scary place, you will look for evidence to support that. You might tune into news about unfortunate events or catastrophes happening in life around us, and that's what you see and that's what you believe. Life is a mirror and its reflection shines back to you. Step 3 is to understand what you truly care about. Most of the time, we adapt and we follow what society or our parents or our school teachers, what they tell us to like, and what they tell us to care about, and what they tell us to do. But you should ask yourself, does this stuff really light me up or does it drain me? Really reflect on what holds meaning for you and try to spend time with what matters. It will probably be different from you than your friend or even your parents or the people around you, and that's okay. I feel like the older I get, the more I connect with what I wanted and what I felt was important or cool as a child. Like my childhood hobbies, my childhood wants, and the things that I really desired in my childhood have come back to me in surprising ways. For example, this YouTube channel. Like, I remember being 13 and scribbling on my little notebook. It was a neon notebook, like about this big, the size of my palm. And I would write down YouTube video ideas. Like, I had the series planned that I want to talk about, which is like Bed Talk. It's not a good name. And I think actually I named it Pillow Talk, but I realized like much later that it has a different meaning than what I thought it was. But in my head, what I envisioned was filming YouTube videos while I'm in bed, like under the sheets, under the covers, talking to you about my life, things that I've learned, my experiences. Like, I want to talk about boys, obviously. I want to talk about like beauty, and I want to talk about things in my actual life. And I still remember vividly like writing things down in that notebook and realizing it now, like I'm actually making it happen like a decade later, literally a decade later. And even my current job, teaching, I've always wanted to try being a teacher. I've always been curious about what it's like because I looked up to my teachers a lot as a kid. And now I did it. Like, I tried it out because it's what I wanted in my childhood. So when I think about it, the way I got to YouTube and my current job is by trying to find what lit me up inside as a child. When I was a full-time content creator, at that time, because content had become so heavily monetized and everything I made was, I felt like it was just for money, just for views, and not really connecting with my true self. I felt so burnt out from that. And it no longer gave me that spark. It no longer gave me that light because I had done so many other things that people told me I needed to do. That I needed to monetize fast. I needed to make money by talking to these brands or going with this kind of event and that stuff. But if I had just really listened inside and asked like what really lights me up and what gives me joy, I would have found that just creating content to connect with people and to share my experiences actually gives me a lot of joy. And just doing simple things like teaching or trying corporate marketing girly vibe job, that is exciting for me. By the way, I had this video here that talks about the reasons why I left full-time content creating more into depth, like how I felt, my mental processes, and things that I kind of wish I knew earlier. This is a video, and I'll also be linked in the description down below. I think that as we grow up, we consciously or subconsciously repress our childish wants and desires and hobbies. I know I did that a lot, and I think getting back in touch with that and really letting it blossom, that will give you a clue as to what lights you up and what really does matter to you. So, what about you? Tell me about the things that you loved as a child. Like, write down 5 things that you really loved as a child, whether it be a hobby, a type of song, type of music, something that you really love to eat. Write them down. Remember them, reminisce. Find them deep in your childhood memories. And from that, try to see and you branch out to what that could look like in your life now. Maybe you loved coloring or playing in the park. Try to ask yourself how that can manifest in your life now and what could that lead to? Because I truly believe that everything you want and everything that you desire is already meant for you and it's already in you. But maybe you have to do some reflecting to find it hidden in your childhood memories or things that you've neglected as you've grown up. At the center of your being, you have the answer. You know who you are and you know what you want. The 4th step is to live yourself truly and deeply. You can't fake your relationship with yourself and you can't be authentic when you're at war with yourself. But what does this look like? It looks like acceptance, kindness, and forgiveness. You accept yourself completely. Your flaws, insecurities, shortcomings, and all. You treat yourself with the same understanding and empathy that you would offer to a close friend. You don't speak to yourself negatively, and you forgive yourself for your past mistakes so you can move forward with grace. It means that you have a strong awareness of yourself and your needs, so that you can set clear and kind boundaries and practice non-superficial self-care. In short, you make yourself and your healing a priority. If you're not sure where to start, write a kind letter to your past self, a younger you. Acknowledge your past mistakes, your shortcomings, acknowledge your growth and how far you've come, and most importantly, thank yourself. Thank your younger you for being you. Just pour it all out. You should also try sitting in silence. When you're silent, you're able to really hear your own thoughts and really see what's going on inside. And the more you connect with yourself and that part of you, the more you're able to love yourself because then you will truly know yourself better. You yourself, as much as anyone else in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Step 5 and the last step is to express, even in small ways. Say what you mean, wear what you love, and take small steps towards your truth every single day. Because here's the thing, like any muscle, you have to put in the reps in order for that muscle to grow and get stronger. Authenticity works the same way, just like confidence, just like any skill, just like your actual physical strength. It's not a switch that you can flip once and decide you're done. It doesn't work like that. You have to keep working hard at it and doing it bit by bit every single day. It's something you build over time through practice and through little moments where you choose your truth instead of what's comfortable or what's expected. And try not to overthink it. Your authentic expression doesn't have to be big or grand or huge. It can look like saying no to something you don't actually want to do, even if you feel a little bit guilty when you first do it. Or it can look like you wearing that funky earrings or that a little bit out there outfit to work, even though people at the office don't really dress like that. It can look like you finally speaking up at a meeting, or you posting that piece of content because you're no longer that scared about what other people think. Each one of those small actions is a rep, and each one of them builds your authenticity muscle. And the more you practice, the easier it gets. Like for me, when I first started posting content, like 3 years ago, when I first started posting on Instagram, that's more like serious for me because a lot of my friends and my family follow me on Instagram. TikTok, I was a nobody. I had like 10 followers when I first started. But Instagram, I started with around like 800. And for me, that was a huge number. It's like, oh my God, 800 eyes are looking at me. And I would be so nervous to post anything. I would have to literally call my best friend. We would speak for like 2 to 3 hours. And then I would post. And then I would still be on a call with her like, oh my God, what do I do? That's literally how it went for the first, I think, 30 times I posted, which was like around 2 to 3 months. But now, I feel like a pro. Well, not really. There was a point in my life in university where I posted twice a day, every day for like 2 years. Now I'm more chill and I'm more mellow because I'm not a full-time creator anymore. But that growth for me was huge. And the first time I did it, it was so scary. And I needed someone to hold my hand to an online call every time I did it. But I still did it. I built up that muscle and that strength and that confidence. And through all those repetitions, I am where I am now. I am able to make these YouTube videos because I struggled in the beginning. And I did so many things that were scary for me back then that are so normal to me now. And that's just life. That's just how it works. It's normal to be scared in the beginning when you're trying to be authentic. It definitely gets easier the more you practice. To be yourself in a world that's constantly trying to make you someone else is the greatest accomplishment. So ask yourself, what is one small authentic choice you can make today? Because I promise you, it all starts with one. At the end of the day, authenticity is not about being perfect. It's about showing up as your real self, with all your strengths and weaknesses, your quirks, the messy parts, and everything in between, and letting that just be enough. The more you practice it, the more fulfilled, connected, and confident you will feel. And the more you will attract the people and opportunities that are meant for you. And now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment down below and tell me, what is one childhood hobby or passion that you would love to reconnect with? Let me know. I can't wait to read them, and maybe you'll inspire someone else too. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button. Join our little community for more videos just like this one, where we learn to build lives that feel good, not just look good. This channel is a safe space for growth, where we can figure things out and become the best version of ourselves, because we are in this together. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye!